Good evening, good evening. So, bit of a controversial heading to tonight's live. To say one of the biggest mistakes parents make. Gee, aren't there loads of mistakes that we all make? And this is not ever going to be about judgment because, I'm not judging anyone's journey or any parent. There is no handbook. There really is no handbook. And we all learn on the job, don't we? So, feel free to jump in and give me a heart if that's you. If you're there learning on the job, learning from your mistakes, aren't we all? So I often apologise to my eldest that she was a test run. She is the test run. We learn a lot and have learnt a lot. So obviously today's topic is about a mistake that I see us all making. And like I said, it's not about judgment, it's about awareness. And so just briefly, for those who don't know me, I am Catherine Christopheradis, global aromatic kinesiologist. So I started my career in medical research in a variety of different settings, stem cells, epigenetics. I did a lot of molecular biology type projects. I did a grad dip in psychology and really loved the child development aspect of my studies. And then, of course, you have kids yourself and you realise you don't actually know an awful lot and you learn as you go. So I shifted my focus a lot through my own journey with my children, of course. And tonight I just wanted to share something that I very nearly step into a lot. And of course I do a lot, unconsciously and subconsciously. But a mistake, we don't get the privilege of starting life as a parent with a clean slate. We all start with our own experiences of being parented, our own cultural beliefs, our own life experiences. So there's many thoughts, beliefs, fears that are embedded in our subconscious. And actually we know that our subconscious is about 90% of what's driving all our processing and decision making. So 90% is subconscious and unconscious beliefs that drive our behavior. So only 10% is conscious. That's a bit scary. So for me, one of the things that I see a lot of people doing, and you'll notice it when you go to a restaurant or something and you look at the kids menu, we make assumptions about our kids and about children in general. We make a lot of assumptions. A lot of people will say, even just things like, oh, this isn't appropriate for young boys because they don't have the attention span. Now, that is a lot to do with what we're feeding our kids. But I can tell you that my son loved nothing more than sitting drawing for hours and hours. So we make assumptions. And, obviously there are generalizations that we make to simplify things and it's a way we define things is to simplify and to make generalizations. But the first time I caught myself doing this was when I first fed my daughter green vegetables. I swear I was cringing. I was like, oh, this is hard. This is not going to go well. Kids don't eat greens, do they? No. I knew I was in for a fight and I was tensing and worrying, like, how am I going to force her to eat these greens? Because, no kid likes greens and this is just not a battle I want to have every night. So you can kind of see where this is going. I was absolutely setting myself up for failure. It had nothing to do with my 2-year-old or however old my daughter was at the time, and everything to do with my childhood, my issues, my beliefs, cultural beliefs, societal beliefs. And how many times this is something that I picked myself up on at that time, and I was like, I saw that. But how many times do we do it unconsciously? when we know that so much of our belief systems are unconscious. So loads, lots, every day, thousands of times a day. So needless to say, my children actually devoured their greens. Like manna from heaven. They were like, oh yeah, give me some more of that broccoli. Now they do have foods, I'm not saying they're perfect, they're not. They do have foods that they don't love, but they love loads of different kinds of healthy foods, and I don't give them an alternative. I don't set them up for failure by going, yeah, you don't have to eat salad because I'll just make you a Vegemite sandwich. And I'm not judging anyone for making Vegemite sandwiches, but if you give an alternative, then they learn to value. And it's not even that we give an alternative, it's the way we frame it. You've really got to look at how you're posing that, because it's like we come to that with, oh yeah, kids, they don't want to eat their, healthy whatever. Well, they do if that's what they know. And that's what they're brought to. And it's really interesting because my kids love their food, healthy food, so much they actually tend to convert other kids. They eat with such passion that other kids just go, oh, well, maybe I should try what they're having because that looks, so the way that people think my kids might be tempted with treats, other kids are actually tempted to try salad and vegetables because they're just so, they approach it from a different mindset. And so that's kind of my point. It's about how we're framing it and how we're approaching it and how we're putting it to them, their expectations, and how, how our expectations frame them for either success or failure in so many ways. So, like I said, this is not about judging. This is just the first step to anything is awareness, and it's not even awareness of what your unconscious beliefs are, because obviously they're unconscious. But if you're aware that we have them and that there's something you can do about them, then that's incredibly powerful. We have the power to shift that. And that's actually what got me into aromatic kinesiology to start with, because I had such amazing success using essential oils for my kids, for myself, everything from boosting the immune system to emotional calm, all that sort of stuff. So I had such amazing success with oils, particularly, emotionally. Like I use them all the time for myself and the kids for every aspect of our emotional care. And then kinesiology, releasing those beliefs that we've held on to or that we've grown up with, releasing those negative life experiences, and not that you forget, but you release that emotional attachment. So kinesiology, to again release any kind of stressful experiences or how we emotionally attach to those was really powerful for me in my healing journey. So coming across aromatic kinesiology, where I got to put the two together, was just divine intervention, I think. And so what I wanted to offer, if anyone is keen to understand more what we can address with the aromatic kinesiology, I do offer a free 15-minute chat where we can dig into what's going on for you and how we might be able to look at that. So feel free to pop in the comments free 15 if you'd like to do that, and we can connect and create a time to talk privately. And the other thing is, I just have to get on and tell you about my Zoom that's coming up at the start of August, 6th of August. And we're going to talk about, understanding bad behavior. And I say bad in inverted commas. There's no such thing as a bad child. There are undesirable behaviors. And so we need to understand what's creating that and how we cope with that, how we stop triggering that. So that's going to be my talk in August. And I think every parent would love to delve into that a little bit and understand my process of looking at that. So please jump onto Generation Wellness Facebook page, find that event and share it with all your friends, because they will want to know these strategies. And let's make the next generation healthier and happier by doing this work. And so I will sign off for now. I hope everyone has an amazing evening. And yeah, keep an eye out for that Zoom webinar we're going to do on this Monday, the 6th of August. That will be one not to be missed if you are a parent of children, any parent. It's going to be a really good one. So look forward to seeing you there. All right, take care, guys. Bye.